Hey, what's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. I hope you guys enjoy the channel. And today, I'm gonna go ahead and jump into a stock that I believe could potentially blow up here in the next 15 to 20 years. And I don't think too many people know about it and are looking at it, but it caught my attention recently, and I really do think that we have something special. So, due to the reviews and the support I got on my last channel that I made on Palantir, which is the best performing video on my channel, I decided to make another one. And I'm very cautious with my stock picks and exposure to these markets, but this one I truly do believe is something special and is going to be taking off here very shortly and can potentially serve to be the future of stock investing for so many young individuals barely entering the stock market. So my last video, I went ahead and shared my pick on Palantir, and I shared with you guys how my clients were able to profit over 17% on my last stock pick in less than 3 weeks. Keep in mind that your traditional investment opportunities like Roth IRAs, high yield savings accounts, bank CDs, 401ks, all of these portfolios or assets typically gain around 10% a year, if you're lucky, right? CDs around 3%, high yields around maybe 4%. Not a lot of percentage gains in such a short amount of time. Palantir, one of my clients, I had him take a really big position. Look at his net profit. $16.50 return after selling some shares for 17% in less than a month since I told him to buy it. We did that in 30 days. Compare that to your traditional investments. We actually did something. We outcompeted them. In the next 11 months, we can do even 5% and never trade for the rest of the year, and we're done. We did exit Palantir at $163 a share on June 1st. After that, we're rotating over to this new stock that I'm going to share with you guys. So today's company that we're going to be looking at is Robinhood. Robinhood, some of you guys may already know it, some of you guys might even use it. It's a brokerage, it's a stock investing firm. A lot of individuals barely starting use it. It's very user friendly, which is really what's driving me into this position. I have been using Robinhood since I was 18 years old, when GameStop and AMC, and you had all these crazy meme stocks blowing up, XRP, Ethereum, Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, all these investments. If you weren't buying them on Coinbase, you were buying them on Robinhood. And I got exposed to Robinhood when we were trading options on these GameStop days. So I was like, you know what? I believe in this company, and I truly do think that it could be something in the future. And I'm gonna explain to you guys why here, all right? So my first narrative behind this company is just simply understanding the transition. Back 30 years, 20 years ago, individuals couldn't just hop on their phone and buy stocks. Now you can. Back then you had to have a stock broker, you had to know someone. You know, even now, not too many people buy stocks. Ask yourself, do you own any stocks? Have you purchased any assets in the stock market? Probably not. So many people haven't. But things are starting to change. More people are slowly beginning to invest and expose themselves to the stock market. They're realizing, hey, there's a lot of money to be made. I think as the younger generation, even my generation, matures, they understand that the cost of living is rising exponentially, and in order to combat that, we have to make money work for us, and investing is a great start. And when you compare Robinhood to the rest of the brokerages like Charles Schwab, Webull, you have Thinkorswim, all of these are kind of advanced. They're a little bit intimidating for the normal beginner. You know, if I sit my parents down and have them try to buy and trade assets on a Thinkorswim Charles Schwab account, they'll borderline lose their mind. Robinhood, their interface is so user friendly, easy to use, their support is great, and I myself, you know, aside from the GameStop and AMC, when they had a bunch of negative news come out about them because they halted trading because it was extremely volatile, other than that, Robinhood hasn't had any problems since. And aside from what many might think about Robinhood, it's shaping out to be a really big company for the next couple years. Let me explain why. So, Back in early 2026, you had Donald Trump, actually late 2025. Donald Trump announces Trump accounts launching. All right, Trump accounts are a $1,000 investment account sponsored by the United States government for every U.S. citizen born in the year 2026. Majority of these accounts are ran in Robinhood. You can claim them, you can use Robinhood as a brokerage to manage this account. So there's a lot of traffic. Not only just the traffic, the amount of capital that is about to be grown in the next 30 years with these Trump accounts is all going to be in Robinhood. Let's take a look at it. Robinhood Markets Hood stock climbed 5.4% in Thursday midday trading after it launched the Trump Accounts app for Americans to open retirement accounts similar to a 401k for children. The first set of email invitations to download the app were sent on Thursday. The company said activation emails will continue to be sent out in the coming weeks to every eligible person who choose to open a Trump account by filing IRS Form 4547. Eligible children born in the years 2025 through 2028 will qualify for an initial $1,000 contribution from the U.S. Treasury. Family, friends, and employers can collectively contribute up to $5,000 a year. So you're getting $1,000 from the United States government. After that, as a parent, you can invest up to $5,000 a year for your kid. That's amazing. It's a great return, but the money going into these accounts, the amount of parents that are going to take advantage of these accounts and grow money for their children in the next coming years is a really big component as to why I see Robinhood going up. And the fact that the Treasury, the U.S. Treasury, right, selected Robinhood as a primary partner for these accounts shows a little bit more interest than your Charles Schwab, your Webull, your Fidelities, and other markets. So Robinhood is shaping out to be a government partner here, right? A really big company. Now, last month, U.S. Treasury chose BNY, formerly called Bank of New York Mellon, as the financial agent to implement the program. BNY partnered with Robinhood to serve as the brokerage and initial trustee for the accounts. Boom. Government partnerships on these Trump accounts. You think that money is going to go down? It's a managed account. It's not a self-directed where me and you can buy and sell. Nope, this is just contribute. It's probably going to be invested into the S&P 500, collectively a couple other companies, and that's going to grow. That kind of growth, that revenue, those transactions, all of Robinhood's money. All they're going to make is brokerage fees and percentages on that. Bullish news on Robinhood. Bullish news on Robinhood, and that's only one component. Now let's go ahead and jump to the big one. So on June 4th, 2026, the stock market changed forever. Back then, when I first started trading in 2020, you weren't allowed to close and open, or open and close, a stock option position in the same trading day. So if you opened something at 6:30 a.m. and you closed it before 1 p.m. of the same day, you got flagged as a pattern day trader. And Robinhood was pretty lenient. They'll let you do 3 of them a week and you'd be fine. And we used to bypass this. We'll take 3 day trades and then we'll switch to a cash account. Day trade, close and open and close a position same day. And then once the 5 days reset, we'll go back to a margin account, take our 3 day trades and repeat. And that's how we used to get around this. Because you need a $25,000 to day trade, which, for those of you guys, once again, is opening a position around 6:30 a.m. and closing it before 1 p.m. That's a day trade. In order to do that back before June 4, 2026, you need a $25,000. Majority of people don't just have $25,000 laying around. And to day trade, to trade stock options, close them in and out, that's a very high risk asset investment. Not a lot of people are open to doing that. But the SEC changed these rules forever. Now, as of June 4th, 2026, Robinhood has eliminated the pattern day trader PDT rule, removing the $25,000 minimum equity retirement and replacing it with a risk-based intraday margin system. So, no trade counter. Brokers no longer track the number of day trades to designate accounts as PTD. Lower minimum margin accounts now only need the standard 2,000 minimum to access intraday trading. By the way, it got lowered. I was seeing one of my members trade with over $100 and still have access to their margin account. Day trading. Dynamic buying power. Intraday buying power is calculated based on real-time margin, excessive relative to open positions rather than a fixed 4-to-1 ratio tied to PDD status. So that's it's just buying power. It's nothing too special. But now, really, implications for trading. This is good. Retail traders who were previously restricted can now trade intraday freely, provided they meet margin requirements. Higher risk awareness needed. The removal of the 25,000 cushion means smaller accounts can experience amplified gains or losses, especially with 4 times intraday leverage. Platforms like Robinhood are expected to see. This is the key component why I'm sharing this with you guys and telling you Robinhood is going to blow up. Platforms like Robinhood are expected to see increased trading volume and margin loan activity benefiting from the expanded retail participation. That's huge. That means that a lot of individuals that before couldn't trade options, knew the benefit of it, are going to start transferring over. And who's the easiest platform to use? It's Robinhood. Go day trade on Webull, Thinkorswim. Good luck. Robinhood, easy to access, very simple, and user-friendly. So with that being said, when you're considering the amount of volume, right, and the future of the next 5 to 10 years, as this rule is just now being removed in 2026, all right? So many 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds barely entering the market. You know, now more than ever, you see the youth into gambling. You see Robit, you see all these influencers, Togi, Steve will do it, influencing thousands, hundreds of thousands of people to start gambling, programming this very get-rich-quick kind of philosophy of playing very aggressive, high-risk forms of investing and moving capital. Hey, I think as those individuals mature, the stock market usually tends to be a gambler's next step. Aside from all of that, it's just really drawing in the fact that individuals are willing to take more risks with that capital, and eventually I believe all of that's going to fade away and trading is going to take off like never before. With this rule being removed, more people can participate, and this is going to really change things for the markets, the volatility in them, and transaction volume in Robinhood, which is huge. This is really the main component why I'm bullish on Robinhood, and I really do think it could achieve all-time highs in the next maybe year. It's you know, if it doesn't happen in the next year, hey, it can for sure happen in the next 3 to 5, because people are evolving. People are going to switch to this, and I know what I'm telling you. This is going to be something big. If you don't have the capital to allocate shares and you're only able to buy maybe 3 or 4 shares, look into buying long-term call options. You know, navigate the leap space on this company, because this isn't financial advice, but I'm pretty bullish that this company is going to have the most positive benefit from this rule change. The third and final reason why I think Robinhood can potentially be taking off. Robinhood, as of late 2025, launched their credit card, launched their banking, and they're growing faster than, I would say, majority of other banks out there. Robinhood banking arm has seen strong early traction, with deposits exceeding $1.5 billion from nearly 100 funded customers since November 2025 launch. Keep in mind, this launched in November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. It's only been 7 months. We are 1.5 billion raised off 100,000 people. This represents a roughly 50% year-over-year increase in deposits, signaling growing adaptation of its integrated banking products alongside its brokerage and crypto offerings. This is huge. Integrated FDIC insured checking, FDIC insured, and high-yield savings accounts available to Robinhood Gold subscribers. Current savings on an APY is around 3.5%, with some early promotions offering up to 4%. The 3.5% is higher than the majority of other high yield savings account, if not the same. Estate planning, professional tax advice, international transfers to 100 currencies, 24/7 support, and luxury perks like event tickets, Met Gala, Oscars, Coachella, private chauffeurs, helicopter rides, and member-only vacation clubs. Cash delivery, on-demand cash pickup via app available in select regions. The banking expansion is part of Robinhood's push towards a full-service financial app. So they're pushing to become more than just a brokerage. They want to be a payment transfer, a payment processor even maybe soon. They want to become the bank, the house. Not just a brokerage where you buy stocks, trade crypto. Now they want to be taking in your deposits, giving withdrawals, allowing you to Zelle your family and friends, building an all-in-one house. And I'm really bullish on this because it's shaping itself to be something bigger. Charles Schwab is a bank, so Robinhood could pull off the same move as such an early company with their brokerage interface being so much easier to navigate than the vast majority of its competitors. You're seeing the younger generation to begin with. Not necessarily the most, I guess you can say, tech savvy, even the mid-generation, 2000s, 1890s people, they're not the most tech savvy. This is going to help. Outlook, with over $1.5 billion in deposits and growing customer base, Robinhood Banking is showing early signs of success. If the company can maintain deposit growth and integrate banking seamlessly into its platform, it can significantly shift its revenue mix and strengthen its competitive edge in the fintech space. And I'm very, very bullish on this. I think that as this continues to grow, and as people begin to enter the stock market and get into this pattern day trading, participating in option trading markets, Robinhood's going to completely take off and benefit from this. And I'm calling it right here, right now. It's going to blow up. Now, the second one that I seen. Robinhood's prediction markets. The third, and I think this is probably the fourth. I think maybe 1, 2, 3. Yep, this is the third. Actually, the fourth point why I think Robinhood can potentially take off. Robinhood prediction markets and the 2026 World Cup launch. Robinhood has expanded its prediction markets by launching World Cup contracts through its new affiliate exchange, Rothera, making a major shift from its long-term partner, Kalshi. Rothera Exchange, a U.S.-based derivatives exchange majority owned by Robinhood and Susquehanna International Group, already CFTC licensed, it will handle World Cup-related contracts, including match winners, group and tournament outcomes, spread totals, player milestones, and combo markets. This isn't necessarily too tied to the World Cup. That isn't why I'm bullish on it, and this isn't why it's a component. Just the fact that they're expanding into prediction markets is extremely enticing to me. I like it. It might not be their stronghold. They might not do as good as Polymarket. They might not do as much as Kalshi, but they're trying. They're entering to go take some of that market share. It's better to get a crumb of the bread than none of the bread. A piece of the pie is always better than no piece of the pie. I like that Robinhood went ahead and pushed the boundaries of being more than just a brokerage, stepping into prediction markets as well. And they don't offer as much events and as much predictions as Kalshi and Polymarket, but they are pivoting into it. They are seeing a little bit of traction from their prediction markets. And that's better than nothing. I'm not saying that this is the key component as to why Robinhood's going to take off, but I'm saying that it's just a sprinkle, a little bit of cherry on top for it. And another big component why I think Robinhood is currently down, right? Let's go ahead and look at their chart. Robinhood is currently down to $81 a share after Friday's sell-off. I don't recommend buying it just now. I would say my buy would be around below $80 a share. I think is a great price to buy Robinhood for the next 5 to 10 years. But she's down almost at a high of 154. Want to confirm that's the high, yeah. 153 a share, 150, yeah, let's just round it up to 154. Down to $80 a share. That's not necessarily, yep, that's down over almost close to 50%, maybe like 45% and some change. With this being down over 43% from all-time highs, I do believe one component to it is the fact that crypto markets are down. Bitcoin went from 100 and maybe 20,000, 110,000 down to below 60,000. That's a huge component as to why Robinhood could potentially be down in the short term. That's big. Crypto's taking a hit. A lot of assets on Robinhood are not primarily crypto, but some of them are. As crypto begins to make a rebound, if it does, God willing, Robinhood stock will follow as that crypto volume will transfer into Robinhood and the stock could potentially see a breakout. So I do believe that Robinhood is going to be a great stock to purchase in the next 5 to 10 years based on these 4 or 5 pivotal reasons. And I hope you guys enjoy this video and really get into investing. Think about it through a different lens. Surround yourself with individuals that are participating in these markets and learning more. It's a benefit to have at a very young and early age because life right now won't matter in the next 10 to 15 years. It's what you did right now and in your future. How greatly will you benefit off of it? And we've seen the returns on a lot of these companies. If you date back 15, 20 years from now, they're exponential. Google 15 years from now, Microsoft, Tesla, Amazon, Nvidia, QQQ, all these assets 15, 20 years ago were not where they're at today. As an investor or even a Leap long-term option trader, the amount of opportunity there is in Robinhood is absolutely substantial. And I'm telling you guys right now, this is going to be something big. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys for watching. This is not any financial advice, but if I'm going bullish on any company to start a position here in 2026, it will be Robinhood. Look into their CEO, very active individual, high-performing entrepreneur. I love his style. It's a great company. I hope you guys take a look at it and are able to make some money. Thank you guys for watching. Jerry Trades the SoCal Trading Group, over and out.